Hi guys, it's Kiarako here, and I am back with another speed build. This speed build is of a cafe, and it's called a cafe home in the title because it has like an apartment upstairs above the cafe where like the owner or like the person who works there lives. So it's like a live-in cafe lot. And this was really fun to make. As you can see, my game looks a little bit different right now. It's because I'm trying out a new reshade preset, and I actually really like how this reshade preset looks. I don't usually use very intense presets. Like in the past, I just use a very light preset that just makes my game brighter and sharper. This one's very obvious. It obviously has like a tint over the game, like this light pink orangey tint that makes it look like a beautiful sunset. And it has some different post-processing effects so that it just, I don't know, it renders differently. Let me know what you guys think, if you like this reshade or if you like the old one or just what your, vibe is. But I personally like the way this looks. It made, screenshots a lot easier because I didn't even have to edit my screenshots. I just took them right in game, and these post-processing effects just made them look like really good. So I'm pretty happy with it. But again, let me know how you guys feel about it, because I understand that this looks pretty different than the normal game, and if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. Totally okay. Just let me know. But yeah, I had this idea just because I was looking around, all the different worlds in the game, and I was just kind of looking for a very pretty lot where I could, I don't know, find inspiration and just build something. This lot is in, what is it? It's the world that came with the university pack. I don't remember what it's called. But this original lot was a, like a bar thing, lounge, I don't remember. It looked pretty similar to this build actually, and I took some inspiration from the architecture of it. But I deleted the lot and rebuilt it from scratch. And I really do like how it turned out. I had a lot of fun with all these colors. Again, the reshade preset it made everything look so cool and so good that, I don't know, I was just really happy with it. So I really hope you guys like it. This lot is not usable in game because I don't believe that you can live in the businesses that you own. I know that there's mods where you can, and I do use some of those mods, and they're amazing. So if you can get your hands on a mod that lets you use or do like live-in lots, I highly suggest it because it's a really fun gameplay feature, and I really don't know why the Sims team hasn't built it into the game yet, because it seems like kind of an obvious one to me. I don't know, but this was really fun to do. Here I am just making a space for plants because I wanted to I don't know, incorporate some nature into this build. This lot's in a really pretty location. It's right by this little river thing, and it has like lily pads, and it strikes me as being very European, and I don't know if that was the intention of this world. I don't know where specifically this world is supposed to be. But just like the layout of it doesn't strike me as being in the US, or I don't know. I mean, maybe it is, I don't know. But it just kind of made me, like the lily pads remind me of like a Van Gogh painting, and I think that's probably why I thought this was like in Europe, just because of that specific thought in my mind. I made this little backyard space just for, garbage, because, it's a cafe downstairs and they probably need an industrial garbage space or like a business garbage space, if you know what I mean. Here's like the little entranceway that goes up to the apartment upstairs. And yeah, here I am just, moving around some stuff, adjusting the architecture, putting in flowers. Oh, isn't this so pretty? Look how the light hits the floor. I love this reshade, guys. It's so amazing. Putting in a staircase to access the upstairs. I'm just kind of messing around with that, making sure that, it doesn't intersect the window. Let me see what I do next. I believe I begin doing the interior. Is that what I do? Yeah, it took me a hot sec to figure out what I was gonna do for the interior, like what the vibe was. If I was gonna go more modern or more classic, and I kind of found a balance between the two. It is very classic feeling. It even has some like boho features with these plants I ended up putting in there. But yeah, it's not so classic. It's not like a really old school cafe. It's more like a updated rendition, if that makes sense. And yeah, this was really fun to do. Put in those counters with like the place with all the food. Put in a little cash register. I thought about putting like a little fence there, like they would have to go through this little gate to access it, but then that just looked kind of weird, so ended up scrapping that. Just put a beam there, you know, to match the outside and make the place feel more, I don't know, like an old building that was like renovated. So I thought the beams added to that vibe. Putting in some lighting, just kind of figuring out again what I'm going for. Very improvised, this one. Very, very improvised. Put that shelf on the wall. Let's see, what am I doing here? Oh yeah, I thought about putting the sign there. The letters just didn't look right, so did not do that. Here I'm just decorating the shelf with some random decorations that may or may not be meant to be food decorations. I feel like these were meant to be used in a bathroom, but it works as being like bottles of some sort of like milk or, I don't know, coffee, I don't know. It's a cafe, so look, you have like those little like coffee bean bags. Put in some mugs, so obviously you need mugs if you're gonna run a cafe. Let's see, what else should I put up there? I believe I kept the shelf relatively light. Or I put some bowls there. Nope, no I didn't. I put some glasses there and some glasses up there too. Again, to make this look used and like, you know, this cafe actually runs. Little basket of bread. I end up putting more bread down here later. I just couldn't find the bread I was looking for until later, so it's just that one bread for now. Put a rug here. That's all that goes in that space by that door because I didn't want to clutter that area since I felt it'd be like a high traffic area. Put in those lights, which I believe I ended up deleting. Yep, I put in these lights instead. I just, again, felt it went more with the old school vibe. I put a counter space against the window because I wanted, you know, like a counter of people to go and sit and like look out the window at the world. And yeah, I just thought it'd be, you know, a nice little eating space. And I also thought that it was more resourceful to use the space like this rather than putting down tables because I could fit a lot more chairs here and I feel like it just works better. Put some hanging plants, which adds like a little boho touch to it. Still very classic, very updated, modern, if you know what I mean. Again, putting another plant in the corner. Looking for more plants because I love plants. And yeah, that's all for the counter space. I kept it all, you know, clean and blank since it's a public commercial counter space, so I didn't really want to decorate it. I thought about it for a sec, but then I didn't decorate it. Let's see, I put some stuff in the corner there. This space next to the door, I wanted it to be like a space where people come in and like leave their business cards or like post like events that are happening, just like a little hub where people can post things for the community. So I put a cork board up there. I end up swapping out that cork board for a different cork board. I just didn't like the colors on this one. But yeah, I thought that that was what I accomplished with that space. I wanted a little reading nook over here so people could come in and like order a coffee and like just, you know, read. I thought that'd be nice. I put a plant in that corner and moved that plant over there. And what do I put on here? Here I am changing the cork board, putting the little notes on it again, like lost and found, or like, oh, there's a concert here, you know, those kind of things, you know what I mean? I end up putting beams here. Yeah, I end up putting beams there. And then over here, I put a little bench seating thing so that people who are there, not to stay, but to like grab and go their coffee, they can just sit there and wait. I put a pillow on this chair to make it seem more, you know, comfy, cozy, homey, and like a little rug. So this area, it has the door to the back, which is like the commercial back with the big dumpster and stuff, but it also has the door to the apartment. So I figured it'd be kind of an in-between space where it's, you know, used for the commercial purposes of the cafe, but also this person's, like the owner's personal stuff can be here too. So I add in this little mailbox thingy and a little shelf so that it's kind of, you know, where they can put stuff as they head out the door and that kind of thing. I really like those lockers on the side. I thought they added another kind of, you know, updated touch while still, you know, kind of having a traditional classic look to them. And here I am just putting down the walls of the apartment, figuring out the layout. This is a 2-bedroom apartment. I figured it would just be like one person or like a couple who runs this cafe. The other bedroom is used for like an office space. And I had some like exposed brick walls, which I combined with some white wallpaper, which I thought looked really nice. I was really happy with this. Put a kitchen in the corner over here. This is where I figured they would, you know, bake the bread and stuff for the cafe, the little, you know, pastries and stuff that they would sell. So I wanted it to be, you know, a relatively large-sized kitchen. It takes up most of their living space, so their living room ends up being quite small, but I kind of thought that that's what the space would most efficiently be used for. Then yeah, put in some cabinets, some curtains, a rug. I ended up changing that rug to a different rug. I don't know why I did that. I do really like that rug, but I guess it didn't fit. Put in, which rug did I put in? That one? Is it that rug? No, it's this rug. I remember now. Yeah, it's that one. I really like that rug. Putting in some details. I put a stool in the kitchen and then put a plant on top of it. I don't know, just as a fun detail. Putting in some more flowers and books and stuff. Things that you'd find in the kitchen, and a sink. What did I put in there? A coffee pot. And here I'm just looking for stuff to fill up, you know, all this space, this counter space. This counter, that open counter, I really love because I can put things in there and just, it looks so nice and full. Put some placemats on the, what's that called? The bar counter thing. Here I am just making the living space. Again, this is a pretty small living space. There's no like dining table or anything, but you know, they have the counter and they have, you know, the couch and the coffee table. And they have like the entirety of their downstairs cafe, so if they need a big space to like sit down and eat, they definitely have it elsewhere. So I wasn't too worried about that. Put some paintings on the wall. I went downstairs and put one there too, so that it could be like paintings you pass as you walk up the stairs. Put in a little rug for the living room and a little coffee table. Pretty low to the ground. If they had an animal, this would go pretty badly because they would definitely knock over those flowers, but you know what? I'm gonna assume that they don't have an animal. Putting in a magazine, and then here I am just decorating the wall with a mirror. I always heard that you should use mirrors in small spaces because apparently it makes the space seem bigger. I know that that's for real life. I don't know if that necessarily applies for The Sims. I think it looks good. I put in that little vent thing near the bottom. I recently downloaded some custom content that was like vents and ACs and lighting switches, and I didn't use it a lot in this build, but I will in the future because I like that those little details just make the space seem more real and less perfect, you know what I mean? So yeah, I really like putting the vent there. It just added a little realistic touch. Oh, did you see me quickly add the bread down there? Here I'm putting in a hamper, some details. Couldn't figure out how to do the shower, so I ended up just making a separate space with the wall and then putting in that shower that doesn't have a tub or a cover or anything. I wanted to put in like a curtain and pretend it was a shower curtain. I literally just couldn't make it work. It kept sticking to the wall and it was a lot of trouble, and just kind of gave up, but it's fine. It still looks pretty good. Here is the living room, or not the living room, the bedroom. Put in a nice bed there. This build is kind of black and white and cream colored. I still think it looks really nice. Did you see outside I played with some colorful flowers? I put in some pink flowers. I'm pretty proud of that because you guys know that I'm scared of colorful flowers. But in the interior of this build, it's not super colorful, but that's okay with me. It's just kind of the vibe. It's the tone of this build. Maybe this particular owner of this cafe is also afraid of bright colors, so they just go with this kind of thing. I really like how this turned out. I know I keep saying that. I think I'm just in love with this reshade. I just like how it makes my stuff look. Put in this, I end up putting like a low bench thing there and then like a hanger, like a hanging closet bar thing. That, I don't know what you would call that. I just call it a hanger. And then put in some clothes. I thought that was a nice modern touch. Kind of implies that this person only owns 2 shirts, since there's not really another dresser in this build. But maybe they're minimalist, you know? To each his own. Here I am putting in some paintings, just decorating the space, making it look nice. Plant right there. And now I'm going to move on to the office space. So I put a desk in this corner with a computer, and a really nice little desk chair from the base game, or not the base, but it's game content, it's not custom content. I use that globe light that I absolutely adore. It's so unique and really cute. And here I'm just decorating the space a little bit more with some paintings. I end up putting like a big dining table here. This is because, and I surround it with what's it called? Stools. Because I wanted this space to be not just the person's office, but a space where they would meet maybe with their employees or with like the other owner or maybe their partner. Just, you know, I assume that they would be having to meet and talk to a lot of people since they, you know, run this business. So obviously they need an office space for that. So yeah, I added in that big table and I really like how it turned out. Put this little shelf on the wall. I really like how this turned out too. I tried a lot of new things in this build and I'm kind of proud of myself. I know I've been hard on myself in the past, and I think I need to focus more on positive thinking when it comes to my builds. So I put in like a shelving unit here because I wanted to have some shelf space in this office, you know, for storage or I guess for decoration in this case. I thought about putting a table underneath, but just couldn't make it work. It's okay, it still looks pretty good. Just decorating it with books and random things, little sculptures that I like. What else did I put on there? It's mainly just sculptures and books, which I think looks pretty good. Put in a little tissue box there. A pot, I guess, which is random for an office space, but you know, if they're like a chef, I guess it makes sense. Maybe it was their first pot, so they put it on display now. Putting in some more decorations, and I believe that's it for the upstairs. Ended up putting like a little dresser thing in this downstairs hallway. I didn't think they would really use this space that much. It'd be more like just an entryway where they just have, you know, extra storage, some light decoration. You basically just walk through this place, go straight upstairs. So I didn't worry too much about how this looked. I did put a couch down here, or like a little sitting bench thing. You know, just, you know, a place for them to, you know, sit down and tie their shoes right before they head out to their cafe. And yeah, I believe that's all for that. Now let's move on to the outside eating area. There wasn't a lot of eating space on the inside, so I definitely wanted to make use of this big outdoor area. So I put some tables out here. I use a variety of different tables. For this one I used stools and a high table. For over here I put in normal, you know, dining tables, and yeah, put in another little green space there, just because I really wanted to add a lot of nature to this build. Pink flowers, because I'm getting more adventurous. More dining area seats, and then I put some seats in the front, just so that there's definitely enough space. And yeah, I believe that's all I do for this build, except put in a little fence right there, so they can access it. And yeah, these are my screenshots. I'm really happy with how this reshade looks. Let me know what you guys think of it. If you love it, if you hate it, if you have any notes or tweaks about how this reshade works, the post-processing or the colors, anything at all, just let me know. And again, just always comment any requests you have for builds or any requests for any sorts of videos. I love doing this stuff, and I hope you guys like watching me do this stuff. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.